answers for the assignment given in the previous session. First main, fill in the blanks. First one, food stored in airtight containers after removing germs is called canning. Second one, throwing away of food which is worth consuming is called wastage of food. Third one, storing food properly for future use is called preservation of food. Fourth one, it is dangerous to eat foodstuffs which have expired as it causes a lot of health problems. Second main, name the method of food preservation in the following. First one, adding sugar to the food. Answer is sweetening. Second one, heating to remove germs. Answer is boiling. Third one, removing water or moisture from food. Answer is drying. Fourth one, storing in cold temperature. Answer is refrigerating. Third main, answer the following. Question 1. What is junk food? Answer. Junk food means the food materials which has less nutritional value or is unnecessary from the health point of view. Question 2. Name the different methods of preserving food. Answer. The different methods of preserving food are salting, sweetening, drying, boiling, canning, and refrigerating. When we look around us, we see many things like plants, animals, buildings, vehicles, water, rocks, desk, chair, TV, table, bag, books, vessels, etc. Now, do all these things look the same? No, they are different from each other. Their shapes, color, size, brightness, solubility, everything differs. But there is something common to all of them. What are all these things made up of? They are made up of something called matter. So all the things which we see and use around us, they are made up of matter. Scientifically, all materials are called matter. Now, matter is made up of very tiny particles. They are so small that we cannot even see them. The smallest piece of matter is called particle. Now, we know that all things we see around us is made up of matter. Scientifically, all materials are called matter. Today, we will study about this matter. What is matter? What are the properties of matter? The different states of matter and their properties. All this we will learn in this lesson, Nature of Matter. We learned that all the things around us is made up of matter and all materials around us are called matter. Now, what is this matter? Anything that has mass or weight and occupies space is called matter. So, you know that everything around us is matter. For example, if you take a plant or an animal or a vehicle, whatever it will have some amount of weight and it will occupy some space. So anything that has weight and occupies space, we call it as matter. All the things around us will have some weight and it will occupy some space. So that is why all materials around us, they are called matter. The quantity of matter that a body contains is known as mass. So, how much matter an object has, that is called as mass. So, the quantity of matter what an object has is its mass. The space occupied by a body is called its volume. So, matter occupies space. So, anything on the earth, whatever you see, it occupies space. So, whatever space is occupied by an object, it is called its volume. All objects, whether they are living or non-living, natural or man-made, are made of matter. In fact, everything we can think of, from the book which we read, the chair on which we sit, the water that we drink, are all made up of matter. Matter is not what we can touch only, but it also includes the air we breathe in, the sun, the stars, and the planets in the universe. So therefore, we can say that all substances, whether they are living or non-living, natural or man-made, are made up of matter. We learnt what is matter. Can you tell me what is matter? Yes, anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Spell the word matter. M-A-T-T-E-R. So now we know what is matter. Now let us learn what are the properties of matter. What is the nature of matter? So the properties of matter are: matter has mass. That is, all matter around us has some mass or weight. And the second property, matter occupies space. So all things around us, they have some weight and they also occupy some space. So the two important properties of matter are: matter has mass and matter occupies space. Spell the word mass. M-A-S-S, mass. Spell the word space. S-P-A-C-E, space. Matter is the total sum of many particles. It has mass. So we learned that matter is made up of very tiny particles which cannot be seen, but it only has mass and occupies space. Total number of particles in a matter depends upon its weight. So, the weight of matter depends upon the total number of particles present in that matter. Matter occupies space. A matter cannot occupy the place of another at the same time. You know, all things, they occupy some space. So, if there is one thing in a certain place, you cannot keep another object in the same place. You have to keep it in a different place because each object occupies some space. So, a matter cannot occupy the place of another at the same time. Matter is made up of visible and invisible particles. So the particles in matter, some of them we can see and some we cannot see. So matter is made up of both visible and invisible particles. All matter or substances is made up of small particles. These particles are arranged in different ways in different substances. Depending on the arrangement of these particles in a matter, different states of matter are recognized. Matter exists in three states or forms in nature. They are solids, liquids, and gases. The state in which matter exists depends on how the particles are arranged in the matter. It is because of this they behave in a different way. Matter exists in three states or forms in nature. They are solids, liquids, and gases. Now let us learn the properties of solids. Solids have fixed shape, size, and volume. The particles in solids, they are very closely packed. They cannot move freely. You can see in the picture the arrangement of particles in solids. So the particles there, they are very closely packed. They cannot move. They are held in place by strong bonds. So the particles, they stay together. That is why the solids have a fixed shape and volume. They cannot move. They are all together in one place. And usually the solids are hard because they are all at one place. They cannot move. They are held together in one place. So they are usually hard. But not all solids are hard. The shape of some solids can be changed on applying force. For example, take the sponge. You can change its shape by applying force. And take the example of chalk. It is a solid, but you can break it with force. So, usually solids are hard, but if we apply force, some of them can change their shape and some can be broken also. Examples of solids are chair, ball, pencil, stone, many things around us which are hard, which have a fixed shape and size and volume, they are all solids. Now let us learn the properties of liquids. Liquids do not have a fixed shape, they have a definite volume. So all liquids, they don't have a fixed shape like solids, but they have definite volume and they take the shape of the container. Since they don't have a fixed shape, they will take the shape of the container in which they are poured. The particles in liquids are loosely packed. They can move more freely. You can see in the picture, the particles are not closely packed as in solids. They are loosely packed. That means they can move freely. So that is why the liquids can flow because they don't have a fixed shape as they are not held together tightly in one place. And usually liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. Now you all carry water bottles to your school. So the water, it will take the shape of the container of the water bottle. Whatever shape the water bottle is there, the water also takes the same shape. So if we pour some orange juice into a glass, it will take the shape of the glass. And if we pour it into a bowl, it will take the shape of the bowl. Since liquids can flow from one place to another, they are also called fluids. And examples of liquids are milk, juice, water, oil, etc. Liquids cannot be bent or broken. They only spill when the container breaks. We move on to the properties of gases. Gases do not have a fixed shape, size, or volume. So, just like liquids, gases also do not have fixed shape or size, and even they don't have volume. But liquids have definite volume, but gases, they don't have volume also. They don't have fixed shape, they don't have size or volume. Now, air is a mixture of gases. You have already learnt this. So, and you know that air is there all around you. It moves freely. Since it does not have any shape, it can just move freely everywhere. Now, the particles in gases, they are very loosely packed. They are free to move in any direction. Now, look at the picture, the arrangement of particles in gas. You can see that the particles are very far apart. They have lot of space in between the particles, so they can freely move in all directions. That is why they don't have any shape or size or volume. And they occupy the entire space of the container. Since the particles are very far away from each other, they move independently in all directions and there are no bonds between them. That is why they flow freely and they fill up the whole container. They occupy the entire space of the container. The examples of gases are oxygen, carbon dioxide, smoke, air, etc. Now, look at the picture. You can see the arrangement of particles in the three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. Now, in the first picture, you can see the arrangement of particles in solids. Solids are substances in which the particles are packed very close to each other. So you can see that the particles in the solid, they are tightly packed. There is no space in between the particles. So solids are usually hard and they have a fixed shape. Now, there are some solids which their shapes can be changed by applying force. Not that all solids are hard, but some of them by applying force we can change their shape. And some of them can be bent or broken when force is applied on them. But since they are tightly packed, usually they are hard and they have a fixed shape. Then you see the next picture. You can see the arrangement of particles in liquid. Liquids are substances in which the particles are not very closely packed. You can see the particles there. When you compare it to the particles in solids, the particles in liquids are not very closely packed like in solids. There is a lot of space in between the particles. That means they can move. So that is why they don't have a definite shape. Unlike solids, they have no fixed shape and they can flow because there is lot of space in between the particles. They can move and so they flow. Usually liquids flow from a higher level to a lower level. They take the shape of the container they are poured into. They don't have a fixed shape because they keep moving. They don't have a fixed shape. So they take the shape of the container in which they are poured. And liquids, they can flow from one place to another and so they are called fluids. Then look at the third picture. You can see the arrangement of particles in gas. Gases are substances in which the particles are very loosely packed. So when you see the particles in solids and liquids, and then compare it to the particles in gas, you can make out that the particles in gas are very loosely packed. They are very far apart. Now, in solids, the particles are very closely packed, whereas in liquids, they are loosely packed. That means there is some space in between the molecules. But in gases, the particles are very loosely packed. They are very far apart. That means they are free to move in any directions. They keep moving all the time. That is why they don't have a fixed shape, size, or volume. And they occupy all the available space in a container because they are not at one place. They keep moving, so they occupy the available space in the container. And air and cooking gas are some examples, and you know that air is actually a mixture of many gases. Here is an interesting activity. Classify the following into solids, liquids, and gases: honey, candle, milk, smoke, stone, oil, coal, oxygen, kerosene, hydrogen, chair, air. Now you have to group them and put them under the right columns. Are you ready with the answers for the activity? Okay, we will check the answers. Classify the following into solids, liquids, gases. Now, under solids, we have candle, stone, coal, and chair. Under liquids, we have honey, milk, oil, and kerosene. Under gases, we have smoke, oxygen, hydrogen, and air. I hope you got your answers right. Now, let us revise what we have learnt in this session. Points to remember. You can also read along with me, children. First point: anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Second one: all matter is made up of tiny particles. The smallest piece of matter is called particle. Spell the word particle. P-A-R-T-I-C-L-E. Particle. Next point. Matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. Spell the word solid. S-O-L-I-D. Solid. Spell the word liquid. L-I-Q-U-I-D. Liquid. Spell the word gas. G-A-S. Gas. Next point. Solids have definite shape, size, and volume. The particles are very closely packed. Next point. Liquids do not have a fixed shape but have a definite volume. They take the shape of the container. The particles are loosely packed. Spell the word container. C-O-N-T-A-I-N-E-R. Container. The last point, gases do not have fixed shape, size or volume. The particles are very loosely packed. Here is an assignment for you children. First main, fill in the blanks. First one, the smallest piece of matter is known as dash. Second one, the quantity of dash that a body contains is known as mass. Third one, the space occupied by a body is called its dash. Fourth one, liquids flow from a dash level to a dash level. Fifth one, gases occupy the dash space of the container. Second main, answer the following. Question 1. What is matter? Question 2. Name the 3 states of matter. Question 3. Write 2 properties of solids, liquids and gases. Answer all these questions in your notebook. We will discuss the answers in the next session. Thank you.